a lot of, directors, executives out there, they might be worried about allowing an LLM process or application to be installed onto all their data where they might just think anyone can tap into it, and get out all different pieces of data, which they're just not really happy to be giving to different executives or different teams. Is Palantir, from a data governance point of view, from a granular access control point of view, because this is also part of their DNA, are they so well positioned? And because of the government agencies they've been working with before, what they're doing now in Ukraine, are they one of the most well positioned companies in the world to be deploying LLMs into corporations around the world now?
They're in the front. I think they're part of the front pack for sure. You basically answered the question. I'll simply confirm that I agree with your points. Um, there is no singular leader because it's too new. There are simply those who have already started to execute and build and have a reputation, and those who don't. Which actually, to your previous question, this sort of proves it out even that much more, though. The sort of bear argument for the company, again, I don't care about the stock, but for the company is, well, they need all these people to install it. Well, yes, brand new technology on the cutting edge does in fact need third party support, and that's going to be the same case for any LLM seller. So by that standard, if that's our feel is that anyone in this space is going to need a partner or an SI or a further implementation support, then you might as well start being bearish on all of technology. And then you might as well be bearish on everyone who will never take advantage of this. When the reality is that's not the case at all. It's about optimizing for excellence within your program, not just turning a switch and putting it on and plugging it in. It's so much more than that. So um, that's another great question. I think you have to think about in terms of the front runners right now are those who already have experience working with data models, and AI, and that will be a really easy push to get into LLMs. Although the technology is different, it I want to really reiterate this point because no company on earth is buying an AI tool. No one is buying an LLM tool. No one is buying a database tool. No one is buying a sales, service, or marketing tool. What they're buying is a tool to deliver results on their corporate goals. So the question then becomes, does this solution solve for, within the terms of TCO and ROI, what we're trying to solve for? I want to increase sales. Will this help? Yes. Show me how and for how much. And we get too many people get caught up on this, like, wow, this company's really sexy and really cool, and this new one's on the way. It's like, no one cares, right?
Mm.
It's either, if I buy this, I don't lose my job, or if I buy this, it returns 7x on my spend. And again, I want to call this out because this is again like an insider thing. There are actual metrics that exist on whether they'll even consider buying a solution, right? What number of return? What is the TCO ratio? What are the expectations in 2 years, right? What are the overall costs of ownership in a 5-year period? Like, those are things you deliver when you deliver a proposal to a customer. And if you're not at the numbers they want, you're not even in the game. So all the players know this, of course, and I'm only sharing this because they don't care how sexy or cool it is if it doesn't ultimately do what it says it does. And having a large amount of customers who are using it, deploying it, and working with it and renewing contracts, government side or commercial side, whatever, it does point to the fact that they understand the motion and how to get it done. Now, I think there's a secondary challenge related to all of this too. It's, you got to get someone who's smart enough to have the conversation on both sides, but then you also have to get the marketing really clean. You have to get it really down to the level of what we're working on. The reason for that is if you don't have a current set of customers to go and have these executive conversations with, it's going to be very hard to find new customers for a little while. So for those companies that already have a large baseline of customers leveraging their AI solutions, their analytics solutions, their data connectivity solutions, it's a very easy conversation to go and say, here's why you should upgrade or try this as part of what you're doing today to accelerate what you're trying to solve for in your business. If I had to build something brand new, I would be building it merely to get acquired, not to grow to be a big company right now. That's my
Interesting.
take again.
Okay, so this is basically the $1 million question. But what is next for LLMs in general? What's the next step? What's the next sort of innovation we're going to get with them? And then for you to just get creative and maybe curious of the future, what's like the 10th step from now? Like, what could this be? Where could this go?
Okay, I'm going to give this a quick answer. I've got about 60 seconds left. I got to run back here. So I think the next step in terms of where we are right now is getting this right for business. Safe, secure, deployable, starting to scale at the biggest companies, and then seeing SKU-based solutions for some of the smaller players. Not dealing with hallucinations, not dealing with errors in the data, making sure that the data is kept private and secure in your environment. That's really what I see as sort of the near-term play here. The 10 steps away, I think, is so advanced, it's hard to put into words that it can be really generalized, but I want you to think in terms for a second of getting away from the Fortune 1000 and start thinking about at the human assistant level, how much can a real live thinking solution deliver to a consumer